This game is exactly what it says it is. You play as a one-armed robber determined to pull off daring heists. It's a mere flesh wound that doesn't stop you from taking all the money and gold. With the customizable loadouts, you can do your one-armed robbery silently or go loud. Pick a group of friends to play with and you'll get a better version of Payday 3. It's a hilarious free game that doesn't take itself seriously. A perfect start to this list of free PC games worth your time. PC gaming too expensive? Here are 15 free and interesting games that came out recently. Cave Crawlers is the poor man's Deep Rock Galactic, and I don't mean it in a bad way. In fact, it's an ideal game to play if you want to chill out with friends on a lazy Saturday night. It's a co-op roguelite that can support 10 players. That's huge for a free title. Work together with your dwarven buddies and survive the harsh underground. Face off against powerful enemies and gather loot at the same time. Its replay value is honestly good. Even after a mission failure, there's always that itch to do one more run. A restaurant simulator of your dreams. Get this, you manage a tavern and serve customers with delicious dwarven cuisine. It's an 8-player experience, so this one's great with friends. Once the customers drop in, it's chaos all over the kitchen. Prepare the best meal and drink to satisfy their appetite, and also, try not to burn down the entire establishment. When everything's in order, gather enough resources to upgrade your fine establishment. From expansions to more buildings, there's a lot to do in this free game. This found-footage horror game will surely satisfy thrill seekers. Teleforum takes you to a widow's haunted apartment after the death of her husband. But the more you peer into the lens as a lowly cameraman, the more you sense something sinister lurking in the air. It takes inspiration from the various media that precedes it. For a free game, it's packed with enough content to scare the heebie-jeebies out of you. It's aimed at atmosphere and tension aside from the usual jump scares. Just the kind of thing you'll enjoy if you love backrooms-type analog horror. Multiple endings encourage players to make different choices as well. Frostrain is what we get if we mix Slay the Spire and Bong Joon-ho's Snowpiercer. It's a roguelike deck builder taking place in a freezing post-apocalyptic world. Instead of climbing a tower or rummaging through a forest, Frostrain lets you take control of humanity's final bastion of hope. Inside this train, you could expand, strengthen, and build synergies depending on the cards you get. Maintaining peace and order is as essential as building the proper deck. Everything is necessary for everyone to reach the promised land, wherever that may be. It's almost impossible to imagine that this roguelike game is free. Moonring is essentially a return to old-school Ultima games. It packs the best mechanics of its genre into its retro adventure. It features a staggering handcrafted open world with procedurally generated dungeons. The neon-soaked aesthetic complements its traditional turn-based gameplay. 20 hours into the journey, there's still so much to discover. Fans of roguelikes, new and old, should definitely give this game a try. Sometimes games that don't overstay their welcome make the most impact. Sheepy, a short adventure, is basically what it says it is. It is a short and sweet tale about a sheep. For an hour or two, you could experience Sheepy in all its glory. Help this adorable little plushie find his way home. It's the ideal game to play if you're pressed for time or just want something casual. The only thing players complain about is that there should be more. Sheepy deserves another game. You could say that this is the hardest game ever made. Don't believe me? Check out the comments. You don't get to see a lot of positive reviews when a game is hard. On a more serious note, this game is basically you and a friend doing nothing together. Don't look anything up. It's exactly what you think. It's a blank page and some little white noise. It's a free game, so there's no risk of disappointment with this idle title. You could invite a friend along on Discord and chill out with this game, if that's your kind of thing. Remember High on Life? You know, the game where you and your talking gun save the universe together? FISHGUN follows the same rules, and instead of a talking gun, it's a FISHGUN. This chaotic first-person shooter takes you to a crowded arena full of evil fruits. There are a total of 5 levels to conquer, each packed with boss fights. As usual with first-person shooters, upgrading your gun makes for better survival. Eat upgrades and watch your FISHGUN dominate the playing field. Okay, enough about the FISHGUN. How about something cute? DORONKO WANKO is an action game where you play as a Pomeranian making a mess in your master's home. Rub against mud and spread it around the floor. Eliminate pristine hallways by soaking dirty water all over them. That means more dirt, more damage. Racking up damage points can net you rewards that'll make the Palm's exploration easier. Don't worry about your master's feelings. Even if you ransack the place, they won't get mad at you. Why? Because you're sweet doggo, that's why. Enter the Wonderland in this cute indie game. Cureocity takes us on a magical trip featuring two protagonists with contrasting personalities. Together, they will explore mysterious ruins and search for an answer they've been looking for. Imagine Undertale, but shorter and more wholesome. Its hand-drawn art style works well with its traditional turn-based gameplay. You can adapt to the dungeon's enemies by either slaying them or purifying them. Each decision made in the surreal world defines your ending. What happens to each character depends on the choices you make along the way. You can never go wrong with games that take their title literally. 20 Small Mazes is exactly what you think it is. It's a puzzle game where you solve 20 small mazes. The kicker here is that they're well designed. You can spend 1 or 2 hours of your time sliding around its vibrant mazes. It's a game built for anyone who just wants to pass the time. Anyone could finish this even if they didn't try. Sure, there may be 20 puzzles, but each offers their own unique twist to the maze formula, so we'll leave it up to you to discover it. After all, it's free. An arcade full of cats is an artistic flex. This hidden object game about cats oozes with style. The fantastic art style draws you into its colorful world full of cats. There are 5 distinct scenarios to find these pesky and adorable kittens. Each of these areas have unique designs that add variety to our searches. It's like traveling back through time across classic arcade shops. Instead of playing arcade games, we find cats. If you enjoy this game, you can purchase its DLC bundle. It contains 3 games spanning different locations, from buildings to castles. Another hidden object game to pass the time. Please Touch the Artwork 2 is a sequel to the 2022 title. Instead of charging money like the original, this one is completely free. In 5 unique worlds, you can navigate through its quirky world full of James Ensor's art. In this game, you help a skeleton find its way home in a surreal, hand-painted universe. Through the skeleton's journey, the point-and-click adventure fleshes out each of Ensor's paintings with interesting new details. It's a highly immersive experience, perfect for a brief escape. The first chapter of the story-driven psychological horror RPG. It continues after the events of its prologue, Project Cat. Paper Lily is not for the faint of heart. Fans of Doki Doki Literature Club might find this interesting. It's a puzzle game at its core. As we follow Lucy into this dangerous hidden world, we're met with complex puzzles to solve and strange enemies. Don't worry about messing things up. There are multiple ways to solve a problem, and it's up to you to find out. The game has an estimated playtime of 4 hours, adding more to discover each of its multiple endings. This first chapter received over 2,000 overwhelming positive reviews on Steam. They can't wait for developer Leaf6010 to drop the next chapter.